I have come to understand that the extent of a man's success is highly dependent on the mentors he chooses, but that's not what we have in this current
sincerely
situation.
agree. I sincerely agree. Just 3 days ago, right, I saw a 14-year-old student who is a graduate.
14?
Yes, he's a graduate, yes. And he's now going into research for his PhD, I guess, like research on bell. Definitely not. Okay. In biomedicine, and he's looking at how to extend the lifespan of humans. And I'm like, my 14-year-old self didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I was still juggling between, do I want to be a banker? Do I want to be a doctor? Do I want to run? Do I want to? And that's a 14-year-old guy that has direction to his life. So what is that 14-year-old guy? What's the difference between the 14-year-old guy and my 14-year-old self? Welcome to Forge Talks. My name is Oluwani Femi, and I'm here with
Joshua
and Damilola.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about a very, very interesting topic, guided greatness, young leaders, and mentorship. And I'm so excited about the topic. Are you excited?
I'm very excited about the topic.
All right. Hi, Joshua. Hi, Dami. Hi. So I asked the question earlier that's about the 14-year-old, the story I said at the beginning, the 14-year-old guy that currently has a direction for his life, and my own 14-year-old self that was very distorted. So what do you think the difference between that 14-year-old guy and my 14-year-old self? What do you think the difference is?
I think there are a lot of factors to it if we are to look at it very well. And one of the factors that I would like to talk about is the parenting factor. The parenting factor goes a long way because here we're talking about mentors, and the truth about it is that parents are the first set of mentors a child will have. And so it goes a long way in a child's formative year. The formative year is very important for a child because that's where you are, the child is developing his thinking mode, his exposure, the background, the basis for his future life. So a lot of parents are not, let me say some parents are not doing enough. In the first place, some parents are not available for kids. Yeah, some parents are not available for kids. Some of them, okay, we can't dismiss the fact that some of them are unavailable because of unfortunate experiences. But some do not even have time for the kids because they are so busy trying to earn living, even also for the kid, but they are not there for the development of the kid, which is very, very much important. As you're trying to earn the living, you are there for the development because what you are trying to do is such that the child can have a better future.
And they can understand what to do with their entire life.
And the development of that kid is very much important in it. So a lot of parents are not available. Some parents are also, they don't have what it takes to invest in the development of the kid.
Okay.
Like even from their own background, from their own exposure, some are unlearned. When I mean unlearned, I'm not just talking about school and stuff like that. So some of them do not even have the basic exposure they should have to give a child a proper foundation for development.
Very true.
So that in one way or the other also affects the kid. Because the first set of people the kid wants to be like is the parents. So the way the parents think, just like language, kids they learn language subconsciously. Is what they hear their parents speak, that they speak. So it's the same way. It's the same way they perceive their parents think, do things, take actions. That's the same way they also do.
And even the kind of mentors their parents have.
Exactly.
So it's like saying that your kids is an extension of yourself.
Extension.
What I would like to say is that I have come to understand that children between the age of 0 to 5 the mindset we have till now as adults are mindset that we've built or attitudes that we've built, characters we've built from that age.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because the children don't know what they are doing. The only thing they can do is to mirror their parents. Now, like you said, the parents don't have exposures. They don't have the right mindset. They don't have the right things to do. And another thing is they don't give the kids that space to be expressive. Like
That's true.
you, especially in our side of the world, culture, you would have to be respectful. You have to say yes to everything. You have to just be nodding your head, even if you don't know. And kids like that are very, I would not say adaptive, but they are just caved up in a small corner. And when they are growing up, they don't know what they want to be.
Can I give a short example to that? Do you realize that, okay, for instance, you see a kid that loves arguing. The parents will do everything possible to stop that kid from developing that.
Argument.
What if the child will later become a lawyer?
You know, the counter fact is they will stop the child from arguing and still tell the child that we're the lawyer.
Because they expect you to just
They expect you to become the lawyer and stop you from arguing.
and I think that one thing just is to be on this parental talk that we're still actually talking about is to understand that, just like you said, I like the point where you said that, you know, the exposure of the parents. And on one thing also, I would try to combine both with cultural norms, is that our parents have a certain ideology that there is a certain age where things just aligns. They don't believe that it's a build-up, it's a momentum. So they don't believe that, oh, when you are 17, when you are 18, you know, maybe that adulthood age, your brain is just going to, and things don't work with the wires are going to connect, and things are just going to, because that's the way they were taught. That's the way they were brought up. And just like you said, you're an extension of them. They pour out their ideologies too in their own parenting style. And don't worry. Because looking at the difference, just like I asked earlier, what would be the difference between? I'm sure that if you are in the household of that 14-year-old guy, I'm sure their household would definitely be different. There's a song that is going rampant now that is, you know, that we have been listening to lately. And if you look at the kids, the parent of that kid that sang that song, Prayer, you will know that the environment that the child was being brought up allowed him to know there is life beyond Tinko Tinko.
Exactly.
There is life beyond
Afterlife, original.
You will know that they have exposure, and the exposure did not come from themselves. It came from their parents. The kind of exposure that their parents had made them also understand that there is life beyond some things. Because look, I sat down, I dissected the lyrics of the song. They are not lyrics for a child that is just 14. That guy is 14. That guy is 14. And the lyrics in song were lyrics of an adult. Like, the lyrics were thick. Let me use that word. So there's just a lot sometimes
those parents are just like, you know, there's something I noticed about parents and the older generation. They have this kind of rigid mentality. Okay, for instance, I was discussing with one Alaja in my area, and then she was complaining on the fact that they were giving tabs, like educational tab to students to learn. That's where they read their comprehension from now, that they don't buy English textbooks and stuff like that. And she was complaining that all this Oyinbo, is it everything that works for Oyinbo that we have to culture? I'm not telling her something that. So you expect them to learn this traditional way, but you are still expecting them to travel out. How do they compete with their mates out there? So we have a set of parents that are so rigid. They are rigid to change. That's why you hear some people, even about Nigeria, they'll say that let's go back to what our forefathers were doing then. We can't stay where our forefathers were. Why they did those things is so that we can progress from there and move.
Life has moved.
So a lot of parents need to understand. They need to understand the dynamics of the current world, the modern world that we are. So they don't train a child just based on what they had in the past. So they can actually come to a point that they understand the dynamics of the modern world and they can match it up.
Should I shock you? Some people are parents, but they did not prepare to be parents. They are just like
that one is discussion for another day.
So it is even when you are prepared to be a parent that you will understand that there are things I need to know. Because I believe that when you understand the kind of future you want to have for yourself, there are some kind of There's some kind of routine you would dedicate your life to that you know that it's not because of you alone. I'm doing this because of my future, my children's future.
Exactly.
So you say the way some people are living their life currently. I'm not sure you want to be a parent. You cannot tell me you want to have a child. Because you're just wasting your life away. You're wasting your even your formative years that are supposed to prepare for the kind of life that you want your children to have. And it's not just about money. Some people think that it's just to work 24 hours, let me have money. It's not just about provision, because when you now provide what are you teaching your children?
Exactly.
What kind of lifestyle are you forming them to have?
Just like some parents will be like, I want to give better life to my children. I want to give them a better life. Their definition of better life is money.
You know, one thing about that definition of better life is, like you said, they are not accustomed to change. And the fact is that they don't see forward. They don't see forward. They saw their pain. And they don't want their child to see the pain. But they've forgotten that there's an adage in Yoruba that says, Onokon Woja. There is no one straight road to the market. Yeah. So they are already, their mindset was they lacked money. They didn't see the other aspects that they lacked.
Exactly.
It was true. Only, we lacked money. We lacked money. So it's money. It's money. But now that you are an adult, do you want your child to suffer money and other things you suffered?
They don't even know they suffered other things.
So you have to tell yourself, okay, now you want to be a parent. You have to sit down and ask yourself that, am I sure there is only money that my children will not suffer? Will they suffer mindsets? Will they suffer how to build relationships? Will they suffer what to read? Will they suffer the rooms to be in? Will they suffer how to make relationships?
Because even this mentorship you're talking about, it's still very predicted on this relationships you're talking about. Because you can have a mentor and truncate everything yourself because you don't have relationship
with the mentor.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how to retain a mentor, you don't know how to relate with your mentor. So even if I give you, if you eventually and you're lucky to have the right mentor, how do you intend to nurture that relationship?
Some people relate with the mentor like the way they relate to their parents, such that they have things they want to share, but they can't be good enough to share it.
Because they don't want to be judged.
They don't want to be judged, which they actually need to do.
There's a lot to unpack.
And going back to what Dami said, actually, there are times that I will see some students, some secondary school students, and I'll be like, okay, what do you want to be? If they do not understand the question, I'll be like, okay, let's assume, what do you want to be by the time you're as old as your mommy? What do you want to be by the time you're as old as your dad?
That's a big question. So, because they are looking at their dad and they are wondering.
They are wondering that I don't want to be like my dad. I don't want to be like my mom.
Question. And I'll tell them that why you will not be exactly like your parents is that you will do something differently from the way they did. So if parents, now we are going back to this parenting, if parents will be asking that same question, that what will my child look like by the time they're at my age? Okay, why won't they end up becoming just like me by the time they are my age? They can put those things in place
for that child.
I
like that. For
that child.
But a lot of, just like I said, there are many people who are parents, but I mean, they were not prepared to be parents. Okay, it's a discussion for another day. It's a discussion for another day. Another thing that we also need to talk about is back to these cultural norms, because or will I say societal norms, and this will even take me to the children themselves. Now we're talking about young leaders. We need to understand that even as we have already unpacked a lot of things at regard parenting, because the background does a lot. But now let's say that the background has affected them. Now, you as a child, as a young person, as a young teenager, how can you reroute yourself? Because you need to understand that, okay, when they now begin to know that, let's say they now start listening to things like this podcast, and they begin to understand that, life is beyond, there's so much they can do, even in their teenage years. They need to understand that their society, we need to also look at how the society helps them to, the society they find themselves in helps them to form what they need to, the future they need to look out for. Now, if a child is very, very concerned about, my peers are doing, because there are some people that they are motivated just because of what they see their peers doing.
Exactly.
They don't. So if they look at, oh, this is what this person is doing, this is what this person is doing, they don't see any life beyond just my friend is just there, he's just doing TikTok every day, he's dancing on TikTok. So how do you help a child that, number one, their parents have failed? Now, we hope that discussions like this get to them. But let's hope that but how do a child who doesn't get to see what life is beyond just the mediocre things that are around them, what will you say that can help such a child figure out how their life is supposed to be, how they are supposed to live life to the optimal level that is expected of them?
Or
a teenager.
I was thinking of something, and I actually agree with that okay, we can talk about parents, some parents who have failed in their duty and responsibility, but the society is not even helping. Just like you said, the societal structure is not helping, because a lot of children, they subconsciously try to look for answers to their questions, to the questions in their hearts on how they can go about life in the society, and society is not giving them the right answers. But it wouldn't also be the fault of the society to still go back to parents, because society comes from families. So different people that comes together that forms what the child will call a society came from some families. So I think, for us to have recognized that the society is creating is not really helping, it means that we have to look for a way of rerouting the teenagers. We have to look for a way of rerouting these younger ones to a society that exposes them to what they should be exposed to. And if we have to look for that kind of rerouting, that means we have to start intentionally building a society that it can be routed to. It may be very difficult for us to change the society we have, but we can build a counter society.
Exactly. Yes, we can. We can.
So I think we can put effort in building a counter society such that these children are finding answers to the questions they have in this counter society. Because it will take a longer time trying to change the society we have, trying to change the whole of everything, because it boils down to mindset of people and stuff like that.
And that's why just this is maybe like deviating a bit, but that's why it's not every content creator that should talk about money. It's not every content creator that should talk about relationships. We need more content creators that are talking about the life of teenagers, because yes, because every content creator now, relationship, if they're not talking about relationship, they're talking about money. It's drama, blog, they are carrying bloggers gist.
We've
people
talked about money
real
to the point that it's almost mean like your valuation, your value as a person, or all you worth as a person is reduced to your bank account. Money should be a tool. Money is used to measure goods and service for exchange, not to measure human.
I know it's in Nigeria.
So I think we've misused we've used money the wrong way to measure human. And so when you are doing something like that, and everything these kids are listening to, it's just about money.
Exactly.
Money. So they come to a point that
parents have their wahala, but we as let's say adults, we are not also helping the teenagers.
They reduce themselves to this.
I think one thing I will add is that there's an adage in Yoruba, I don't really know how they put it, but it's something like Omo wa kore, no, something like, if life did not train you, you train yourself. Yes, environment has done its works. You don't have to dwell in that environment. Because yes, there'll be a counter society, but what of the teenagers or the young ones that we will lose before that counter society comes up? So we have to teach them now that before there's a counter society that can influence their decisions, they should start by influencing their own decisions. They should not be dogmatic. I think one thing I've learned late in my life is not being dogmatic. Don't say yes to everything. Learn to ask why. That's the greatest question.
And I think
why? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Learn to ask why. Like, why is a question for everything. The person that created Bob, he had a why. Maybe he does not want fire in the house. Maybe he has heard that when they light lantern or something,
Even
the house
God had a why before he
God
created
had a
us.
why. Everybody had a why.
Okay.
You want to go outside, you have a why. The flower, the artificial, there was a why.
Why am I going to school?
Why?
Because a kid that does not know why he's going to school cannot
You cannot make a decision of what you want to be in future because you don't have a why.
Of course.
So if they know a why, they will start questioning it. Because we cannot say, oh, they should train themselves. Yes, but how do they train themselves? They should start from why.
And I think this would just to add a bit to what you're saying. I mean, and any teenager that would do that must be ready to. How do I put it? You don't have to be in the good book. You will not be in the good book of everyone.
Be ready.
Of course.
There's a kind of mental conditioning that you must have. Because by the time you begin to ask why, there are many people that want to. That's where going back to the parenting where the people that are not your parents, just because they are older than you, they will tell you why you questioning. Do what I asked you to do.
That would be like in your Kaluma
Bobo,
so like
everybody.
one person will give birth and the whole area are the parent of
the child.
If we don't stop some of this, it's not because it's totally rubbish, but I think one of the problems we've had with this cultural norm is generalizing them. We should know where to apply them. We should know where not to apply them.
And also to know when they are in the right way. Is it extinct? Yes. To know when those rules are already
irrelevant.
They are not, don't bring it up again.
There are people that are stereotypic. This is the way we've been doing it in our forefathers. It's gonna remain that way. I'm telling you.
Dami said something about that why, and I was wondering that's a very big question. Because, okay, a child should ask. Some people will settle for the less because they don't know why they should be great in life.
She said they should aim higher.
Like, why? All you need in life is that, some people, their parents is not like their parents are living in poverty and they've seen their parents live a normal life. They're providing for them. They go to one of the good schools. And so the question is, why should I tend to do more than my parents?
I have everything I need.
But one thing I will ask is this. What would instigate or prompt them to ask that question why? It also depends on what they're exposed to.
And again, I will still link it back. I will still link it back before to answer your question. I will also make them understand their fullness in God. See, understanding your fullness in God as understanding that reality has shaped my life in many ways. It makes you know that there is just always more. The best you can be is more. That's you cannot be the capacity that God, even the Bible says greater is it that is in us that live. Like the Bible told us that even greater works than Jesus. Like the moment, like that Bible verse is like a revelation. Tell you that everything that Jesus did while he was on earth, greater. I can do
more than that.
I can do more than what even Jesus did. And I think that foundation can help a lot of teenagers. Understanding their place in God.
That's true.
And that's why we cannot keep making them think that you have to be at knowing God is just, how do I put it now? Knowing God is just something that you just they cannot be passive about knowing God, because that knowing God is the foundation of making them know it themselves.
Because even the Bible, you have biblical example. Joash, Josiah, they became kings 7, 8.
Exactly.
So it means that from that age, you can actually come to a point that you understood what God has in plan for you.
Your life.
Although that still boils down to
Parenting, right?
Parenting. I didn't want to say it, but that's
I
just the
think
truth.
one Bible character I would bring in this is Samuel.
Exactly.
Samuel was in Yoruba was what Josie altar. They brought him to the. They left
me at the altar with
leave
my
me at the
father.
altar with my father. And I would say Samuel did not come from the lineage of the Levites, so he wore the robe of the Levite. Let's imagine, because
He's a Levite, but not from Eli's. Yeah.
so imagine him just running up and down. The Levites were given the this and that. This is what they should do. But Samuel was just Anna's son, and he came in as a child. He has run up and down. He did not know anything. They just told him, if this thing, carry the offering to this side, do this one to this side.
Exactly.
Then God came all of a sudden and called his name. Who did he go and meet first?
Eli.
Why?
Because that's
That's why you need mentors.
that's like why you were saying the old stuff. That was what was coming to my head. And you have to recognize the place of Anna in that story. Because Anna could figure out that this is what this child would be. And Anna actually located the right person to mentor him. Parenting. To mentor him.
If you can't do it, find people that can help
Exactly.
You see, parenting and mentorship for teenagers, they're intertwined.
You can't separate it.
They're so intertwined.
By the time we go back and forth,
It's so intertwined. It's so intertwined because when the child start asking questions, because if you cannot even know the child is asking questions if you are a parent, you are not available. How will you even know? So, and I think now let's bring teachers into the picture. Because sometimes a child might not a child might be coming from a broken home. There are different things that are happening in there. So if a child is asking questions as a teacher, so be sensitive to the kind of questions the child is asking.
Do you know?
So you can direct them. You see, as this child is going, with the way I'm seeing your future, like it looks like you're very interested in robotics. See, if the parents are not even serious, tell them, don't worry, I have somebody I can link your child to that will train this. It's because there are some things that you have to be the custodian. There are some people that you might not be the parent, but you have to be the custodian of the child. Of the teenager. You have, and that's why even this is to every adult around you. If you find a teenager around you that looks like this, you know the future of the person already based on the questions the person is asking. You can be the custodian of the person.
Do you know this thing you just said? Actually, I've been in academic space for a while. The problem we have as regards that is that people are not teaching because it's their passion or because they are good teachers. They are teaching because they want to feed.
They just want to get paid.
So they don't care about the outcome. They just want to retain their job. Now, you gave an example of adults around kids and stuff like that. I can't call myself adult when I just finished secondary school. But I remember that myself and a friend of mine, we did something for one of our younger brother. I will call him a younger brother because his elder brother is our friend. So, and the other brother is not around then. I think he was in school. We were still trying to gain admission and stuff like that. This boy was in SS1 also. And this boy likes bringing carton together, cutting it, build house, painting beautiful stuffs like that. Yeah. And then I now remember that the day I saw it, I went to his place and I saw it. I went with his brother and I saw it where he put it and I was like, this thing is very good. And I remember that I do watch a program on NTA and that was NTA Educational Kids Program. So as I was like, this boy can take this thing to the place. As young as we were then, just young secondary school leaver, we took it on ourselves that this boy must be platformed. We took our own money. We went to NT. Yes, we went there, we got there, we said we want to see the director of the program. Like, we have not even been fighting for our own life. But we saw this boy. We saw that this boy can do something. The boy went for the program. They did competition like Oyo State. The boy won. And the boy represented Oyo State in Abuja.
Wow.
One way or the other, the boy will still say it that I've been to Abuja competing on the national level. Something like that, you wouldn't expect that boy will just be around some kind of guys that do not even care about those things.
And this will bring me back to the discussion when I was having about content creators. Like, I think at this point, everybody needs to be a content creator because we are talking about mentors, right? Now, looking at the story that you just shared, assuming you probably knew someone, let's say in this age and time now where everybody now has access to the internet,
exactly.
You bring yourself and you have that visibility platform. If you had probably known someone that maybe does that kind of training, you can easily tell him that, oh, let me message this person on your behalf. You can let me message the person on TikTok, message the person on Instagram, and see, I have somebody, will you be willing to train the person? Because these mentors we are talking about that teenagers have to have, we have to have a platform where you can find them. We are not going to just start knocking people's houses and say, who is a mentor there? Who is a mentor there?
That's why even teachers have to do better. Many of them that teach know people. But the fact that they really don't see the children as anything to them.
They decide not to be custodians.
They don't see them as life. They see them as tasks.
Exactly.
Daily tasks, just your to-do list.
When I was 7, when I was 7, we were having a discussion. I served in a school. And I was telling the teacher something that, do you guys realize that everything you do on a daily basis on this kid is what becomes their life, their future? So you are not, you are thinking that I'm just working here to earn money, but you are working on life. Like you are building a life. So if you realize that you can go out of your way to do everything possible to contribute to their development, get them what they need, you can be their mentor. Exactly. If parents, the truth is, if parents are not, the parents are the immediate mentor. If they failed, the teacher is the next person in line. Because in most cases, in the recent world, they spend more time with the
teachers than the parents.
Exactly.
With this Nigerian education system.
And then you hear some teachers go to, and I think education, the education body in this Nigeria have to do a lot of work. You hear some teachers go to class and they'll be cursing children.
They don't have anything to offer the children. They don't have anything to offer the teenagers.
I mean, they offer courses and all those things. So on children, I'll be wondering that you're meant to develop this life. You're not meant to run it down.
They are doing the opposite of what they are.
I think we can do something now. Something just came to my mind that we can appreciate the teachers that has held us to now. There is no how, as you are as a person, throughout your life, there is one teacher you are so grateful for.
That you
Who
can't
are you grateful
forget.
for? Like, what's her name or his name?
I think mine will be Mr. Muraino, my chemistry teacher while I was in secondary school. And I think that would because, just like he made us understand that there's a possibility for more. Like, he just made you know that this cannot be all that there is to you. You cannot say the peak of your life is because you are what was my leadership position in school then? Maybe I don't remember, maybe health prefect. That cannot be the peak. There is more to being a prefect. And even when you are choosing schools then, I mean, I'm not, no shades to the segregation between university, polytechnic. It will tell you then there is no reason why your first choice should be a polytechnic.
Of course.
Or a college of education. Like, regardless of whatever you think your educational background is, you would aim for that. Write down university first, write the positive, write JAMB, write positive. Then after you write it, if there are things that probably might not make you, then we can now reroute. We can see how we can make it. But looking at it from the onset and you're already belittling yourself to think that, I don't think I'm fit for a university. I don't think I can go to OAU. I don't think I can go to this top. We'll tell you why. Mr. Marino, we ask you, why do you think that school is not for you?
That's a father.
Why do you think you cannot? Because then we are always segregating you high. The cut off mark. I cannot. It will tell you why do you think you cannot get the cut off mark. And because of him, then I realized that a lot of people actually, let me use the word, they shot their shots. They shot their shots.
Some people will still remember that teacher. Till tomorrow. What's the name of your own teacher?
Let me say, and there are several teachers, but I'll say Auntie Casey. My public speaking ability was built by Auntie Casey. When I started debate, Auntie Casey can spend the whole of her time with us. On debates, she's actually an English teacher. We had like 3 or 4 English teacher. She's not taking us. She's not the one taking us English. But she will invest her time, invest everything possible into the fact that you guys, I'm going to teach you this. You are going to go out there. I was going to a government school. You are going to go out there, compete with the best of the best from private school, and bring home the prize. Even there are times that people would have, teachers, everybody would have gone home. Like, there won't be anybody in school.
She will stay.
She will stay with us. She will stay with us. So your point that there was a time I went for a Bible quiz competition for secondary schools in Oyo State and stuff like that. And because she does not really know much about Bible, but she still insists that she was the one coordinating everything, that these guys must go there and come back well. She invested her time. She sees us as our kids. That's the way she sees us, like our kids. That's the fact. Okay, for instance, just look at it. In public school, why will you be calling a teacher auntie? So it shows how close Mistress, mommy. Don't call mommy. That shows how close we are to her. And we are not even calling her her name. Like, we call her initials. Casey, Auntie Casey. You want to talk to any teacher, who sent you some Auntie Casey? And she's not angry about it. She's okay with it. She's very much okay with it. And I had a teacher then, Mr. Muradeyo. He finished from my school too. And then he's the kind of person that he tells us about when he was in school then. So by the time he starts relating it with his current life, it's almost like he's showing us a path that this is a path that if you walk this way, this way to end up. I have some friend then that are this and this. So he's trying to, in his little way, he's trying to show us a part of life. But some teachers don't care. You have teachers that will just come to class and it's story. What they should even teach.
They are not even correlating with the future.
The stories that I'm saying, stories that everybody just laugh and let's close the class. What they are even there to teach, they are not teaching.
There's a huge gap that we need to actually fill. There's a huge gap. And that brings me to my next question as to, now let's imagine or let's assume, and we believe that there will be teenagers that will be watching this episode and they're asking, okay, now you've talked a lot about mentors. Oh, we need, now they understand that, okay, probably what they're currently doing with their life and, just focusing on all of these young influencers that they don't really have anything. It's just because they have money, they have the influence, and they are just on TikTok dancing. And now I want to believe now that there's more to your life than just that. How do you now, what's the route that you're going to explicitly state for these teenagers also, how to get the right mentor, how to get it right? So I imagine I'm a teenager and I'm coming to meet you. Oh, damn it, Joshua. How do I get it right? My parents are not doing their job. My teachers they don't care about me. So how do they get it right?
One thing, the first thing I will say is that, back to a statement I made the other time, money is not a measure of how human being enough that you are, or how human enough that you are. So, because that's one of the major problems, take that out of sight, such that you're not selecting a mentor because of how rich they are. I won't call them wealthy because some of them don't have the wisdom to retain the money. So you're not selecting a mentor because of how much they have or the fame they have. Even sometimes the people you are looking far away for, like you are trying to locate someone far away, there are people that are better than them around you. But because they don't have that fame, they don't have money, they probably don't look like it. But you know that they have something in them for you. You don't really want to approach them. So, to some extent, they should start from close range. Look around you. So if you can't find people around you, that's when you now try to outsource. And by the time you're outsourcing, you are not judging based on societal status of probably how rich the person is, the fame of the person. You're not judging by that. You're actually looking for things that answer important questions in your life. Because if you are not careful, we have a society that rewards
Dumbass people,
stupid people, stupidity. So,
foolishness.
and if you are going by that, it means that you'll be trained to be stupid. So I think we should change our perception of, okay, the kind of person I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the person that will probably make me rich or something like that. What are the values that I need to become what I want to become? Okay, who is the person that has this value? Who can teach me this value? There are sometimes that some of their teachers in school are the people who can teach them the value. You can approach them. So because the person is teaching does not really mean we know they are probably not earning much, but that's not it. The value is what you need. So you can get what you need. By the time you get what you need from that level, it gives you more understanding and exposure to now forge ahead and get maybe another better mentor. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not like you're just having one mentor and the person is for life. So I think that's one thing I would advise young ones.
I want to get that perspective on that.
So, like you said, value. Now, what I would tell them is, first of all, what value do you want to give? And we know that we have a lot of dumb. I think that's one of the reasons why we call it doom scrolling, because it's dumb things that we see most times.
Yeah.
They need to, first of all, what is the value they are looking for after they remove money? Because teenagers these days their quest for money is alarming. Is
very
alarming.
Yeah.
So first of all, they have to remove money. Now they have to remove influence. The influence we are talking about is the influence of dumb things.
Dumb things.
Because, like we said, the society has a lot of dumb things, content of dumb things everywhere. Remove that influence. When they remove that one, they will now remove the person that they want to go and meet. Who are the people around that person? Because you might be thinking that the person is smart, but the environment around that person, the person might be, I think a pastor will say that there are people that God created you as a leaf and you are in the midst of goats. What will happen? They will eat you up. Now, the person that is in the midst of goats can be a lion. But you want to be like that person that is a lion and enter into the midst of goats. The goat will first eat you, that you are a leaf.
Before you become a lion.
Now you have to check the environment of that person. When you remove those three, you now ask yourself, what do I want to do with my life? What value do I want to bring? Because there is no how you are bringing value that money will not come, influence will not come, and relationships will not come.
Of course.
That's why I said they should remove those ones first. Because if they put those, they will always put those three first. Because they want to have money.
They make you cloud their judgment.
They want to have money. They want to have when they are somewhere. Everybody. Oh, my boy. So they will not be like is the friend of somebody that this thing is the sister of somebody that shaking. That's relationship. So if they remove those three, that's when they see the real value they want. They now look around them. You should first start from their school. The school cannot be that bad. There is no school that is that bad. Because, yes, the funny thing is, three of us at one time thought on, the school cannot be that bad.
Yeah.
There will be one person Go and meet the person. Ask question why. Now, another thing I will tell them is, it's possible you get a no. It's possible you get rejection. Don't dwell on that rejection. Go and look for another person.
Let your quest drive you.
Let your that value is your why now.
Exactly.
After you remove those three things, that value is your why. You meet this person, the person is doing anyhow. You move to the next. It's because you are not looking at the person.
Be so focused.
You are looking at your why.
Your why.
Your value.
Until you get an answer.
Until when you get that answer, you have to be, if you want to be dogmatic on your why. If it's anything, they've not answered my why. Move from this person. This person does not know my why. Move to another person. After you've removed those three things are so important for teenagers these days, because if we leave those ones, their head is value is money. Value is influence. Value is who you know. So if you remove those three things,
very right,
you already know. Because sometimes they already know what they want. Because, like you said, some students that you saw that they don't know what they know, but they are not sure. Because they don't want to suffer. They are already seeing that, Ayeti, the life that we are living like this, it's not the life I want. So they know. But the only thing that is clouding their judgment is that money, fame, and relationship. If they remove those things, they will know their why. They now start searching for the person that has the answers to their why.
Okay. Can I add something to what Dami said? And it's about that influence part. I realized that our life is directed by our subconscious. Many things we do that are significant in life are not really about our intentional moves. It's until your intentional moves become subconscious to you that you see changes. So a lot of things that people consume online is in their subconscious, is entering the subconscious. So most times, and that's a place of influence, like the influence they are getting from social media is building their subconscious. So there is really not, so if they are consuming stupid things, dumb things, the fruits that will come out from their subconscious,
It has to be done.
It has to be done. That's why the desire for money is just so high. And they don't care maybe it's legal or not.
And another thing I'm going to add also, I'm speaking as though I'm speaking to a teenage audience now, is that they need to also understand, I think Dami already mentioned that they know what they want. And you also need to understand the kind of future you want to build for yourself.
Exactly.
Because when those things are in place, it helps you to know when you're becoming, or when you're threading towards the path of being a shadow of the person you want to become. Because if you know that I want to be black, you know that when you start using a cream that has brightening or what they call it, lightening, you know that
chemicals.
Yeah, I will not eventually be black, because by the time I continue on this route, I will end up being fair, or I will end up being light in complexion. So you will be able to know when someone comes with maybe someone is giving you a gift and they say, "Oh, I just bought this lotion for you. You're gonna like it," and you look at the ingredient, you say, "No, I want to be black."
Of course.
So I don't think, as much as you appreciate, because there are some things that, and one of the things that the set man of this house said that I really, really love. There are good things and there is right thing. There are some things that are good but not right for you.
Yeah.
Because so even in your quest for asking the why, by the time you are so sure of the life, because there are people that will say this is the route to becoming what you are intending to become, but you will know that I'm not sure this route that you just mentioned will take me to where. So as much as it looks like, these people can be, I know this is not still the right person. I still need to look for that. So you need to be certain of the kind. You have to picture that
Even
that
if
future.
it's not a perfect picture, it must be
Just
clear.
just have it, so that by the time you start, some people are living a shadow. So you see one of the things I've noticed so much. Like, and let's actually give an example to when it comes to peer influence, or this influence that teenagers have. Is dressing. You will see that they begin to dress a certain way, a certain type, because they have a picture in their head that they're trying to mirror.
Exactly.
So I feel like when you know that kind of person you want to be, you will start to mirror your life to based on that picture you're looking at.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to be like, let me use an example. Let me say Kate Henshaw, you love her, Kate Henshaw, maybe in terms of maybe acting or whatever it is. You start picturing it. How does this person, how does she, even if, because there are mentors that, there are people that you might, maybe in your quest as you see them as mentors, although they may not be the people that are around you, but you know, up there, you just have them. I like this person. I convert this kind of life. This kind of life I want. So you begin to mirror their life, and it's not bad to mirror somebody.
Of course, just be very sure.
Yeah, be very sure that this is the right thing for you.
Yeah.
To mirror.
Look at it. What's the routine this person is engaged with? And start listening to them. Consume. See, if it's their books you need to buy, I tell you, those 200 naira, 300 naira that they're giving you, start buying their books. Sit down with it. What does this person know that I don't know yet? And that's where people around you can now be your first mentors. Because you begin to ask them, do you know this person? What do you think their routine is?
And they are giving you the links of,
hey, I like that person. So this is what the person will do. What do you think what are the kind of things that you think that can take me to this kind of place too, that I can become like this person? By the time you start putting 1, 2 together, you start realizing that you're shaping your life.
Clearer.
that's true.
The picture is getting clearer. You are now focusing on things that matter. Because if you don't have that picture, I feel like you will just eventually, you have your why, but you might still get it wrong by somebody presenting to something that is fake to you and you think is original. But that picture will help you to direct your course to know that as much as this looks like what can help me,
it's not
clear.
Can I add some recommendations to it? Now, I said something earlier that building counter society. And the counter society is already being built. One of the counter societies is the Mightmen. You can look for community like this.
Exactly.
Even Mightmen like you will actually be blessed and get the right set of mentors.
Yeah.
And another thing, just like you said earlier, you have to be very intentional with God. You are not too small to be intentional with God. And God is your never failing mentor.
Exactly.
You can go to him anytime.
Exactly.
He is a perfect picture of whosoever you want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's...
I think I would add one thing about God. I would say that you should not see God as a idol. See him as your friend.
As a friend.
See him as somebody you can relate to. Forget the way people has portrayed God to you. Learn who God is to you, because God of David is different from the God of Jacob because of their relationship with God. Now you have to learn that, who is God to me? Like somebody else can say this, like me, I call God my tour guide, because I'm the type of person that like to adventure. I like things that I want to try something new. I want to see something hard. That's who God is to me. And to somebody, God can be their best friend. So you need to learn who God is to you. Don't see him as an idol, somebody that is very wicked upstairs, that will beat you, somebody that is high up, that does not like you. He loves you so, so, so much that he's ready to go as low as you want.
There's nothing you can do to push him away. As
low as you want, he's ready to come that low. As high as you want, he's ready to come that high.
Yeah.
And I think one thing I would add as we round up is also learn to look beyond your environment. Because even the mentors you're looking out for, don't just make it. I know we've talked about look for environment, but there are sometimes that, just like I said, you have a picture. The picture can be outside your environment. Why you now look for people in your environment to guide you towards that? It's okay to have a mentor that is probably a white person that you're just, I like this person. So when you're investing your time online, don't just be concerned about the people that are just dancing and they're just
stupid things,
doing nonsense online. There is life beyond all of those things. So you are curious about, how are aeroplanes being made? Type it on Google, on TikTok, even if it's TikTok that you have access to. Who are those that maybe how do they make aeroplanes? You will definitely find YouTube is there.
Of course.
Invest in you. There are channels like Lions Den, there are channels like Think Big.
Think Big. I think Stanford.
There are many channels.
Like
TED Talks.
Yeah, TED Talks, exactly.
I
mean, that TED Talks is even one thing that you can. If you start with TED Talks, your life is going to. You have a re-engineering. And I believe that we have done justice to the fact that we've been able to state the difference between the 14-year-old guy that is currently doing biomedicine and looking at a way to make life, to extend the lifespan of humans, and my 14-year-old self that was very, very confused about life, and all the things we've said, they are the difference. And we hope that to every teenager, to every parent, to every adult, to every teacher, whatever sector you find yourself, there is literally this discussion cut around different individuals all at once. We hope that we can help our teenagers to actually make the best use of themselves and to help them to understand that there is life beyond whatever they are currently experiencing, and to pair these people, to pair these teens with the right mentors. So if you are a parent, please do your part. If you're an adult, please do your part. If you are a teacher, please do your part. And Mightmen community is also one community that you want every teenager in your life to be a part of. You can search for us on YouTube, you can search for us on Telegram, Instagram. We can definitely be assured that if your teen is connected with us, they will definitely get the best use of their life. This is Forge Talks. Until we meet again, we're signing out.
Thank you.
Bye.